Right now, people are asking, why hasn't Bitcoin passed $150,000 yet? Why is it dipping under $100,000 per coin instead? They are frustrated, impatient, and worry that maybe this bull run has already peaked it. But let's be real. Bitcoin already made a massive move. Just 2 months ago, Bitcoin was trading around $69,000. By the end of the year, it had surged past $109,000. That's a 58% gain in just 2 months. That's not just a rally, guys. That's a historic move. But here's what most people don't understand. This next legs up won't be driven by hype. It will be driven by adoption. And that's where things get interesting. Right now, Bitcoin is being accumulated at a level we've never seen before. Institutions, states, and even the federal government are quietly moving in. This is the real catalyst that will push Bitcoins into six figures territory and beyond. Yes, we're seeing Bitcoin pullback and wondering what's going on. Let's break it down. Now, President Trump just imposed a 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada, plus a 10% tariff on China. These tariffs have rattled the global markets, leading to fears of full-blown trade war. And when investors sense fear, uncertainties, and doubt, they start selling risk assets, including Bitcoin. But here's the part most people miss. This is not bad news for Bitcoin long term. In fact, this is the perfect buy the dips moment. Bitcoin is the hardest asset on earth, and when global uncertainty rises, its true value becomes clear. If you've been stacking and feel like you don't have enough yet, consider this a blessing. Because once Bitcoin resumes to climb, which it always does, these prices will be nothing but a memory. If you truly grasp that Bitcoin is heading toward millions of dollars per coin, then you already know this dip is a gift. Do you realize that the US states are piling into Bitcoin? The strategic reserve movement is growing. For the first time in history, US states are pushing for their own Bitcoin reserves. This is no longer speculation. Bills are being passed, proposals are being drafted, and state governments are actively working to accumulate Bitcoin. Now, Arizona was the first state to pass a bill establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve, setting off a domino effect across the country. Other states quickly follow. Utah has officially enacted legislation to create its own Bitcoin reserve. Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Florida, and Texas have all proposed similar bills, aiming to protect their budgets from the devaluations of the US dollars. Massachusetts is even considering investing 10% of their rainy days funds in Bitcoin. And at the moment, 15 US states are actively pursuing legislation to establish strategic Bitcoin reserves. Think about that. A year ago, this wasn't even a discussion. Now, nearly 1/3 of the country is in race to stockpile Bitcoin. And here's the kicker. One state successfully implements a Bitcoin reserve and benefits from it, the rest will follow like clockwork. The federal government is watching closely while the states are leading the charge. The federal government isn't far behind. Senator Cynthia Lummis has introduced the Bitcoins Act of 2024, a bill proposing that the U.S. government acquire 1 million Bitcoins over the next 5 years. That's nearly 5% of the total Bitcoin supply. And it's not just a proposal. Momentum is growing in Washington. The current administration understands firsthand how the financial system can be weaponized against individuals. They've seen banks account closures, financial censorships and regulatory hurdles designed to cripple businesses. Now they're pushing back. They make it clear no CBDC under their watch. That's why they're embracing Bitcoins and crypto. They see what's happening and they know that Bitcoin is the only financial system that governments can't control. What happens when every state starts buying Bitcoin? Now let's talk about what happens when this trend fully played out. If every US state start accumulating Bitcoin, we're looking at the greatest supply shock in history. Bitcoin is already scarce. Over 5 million Bitcoins are lost forever. Institutions are buying up supply. ETF are vacuuming up Bitcoin every day. And now states and governments are entering the game. This means one thing. Bitcoin supply will shrink faster than anyone expects. When demand skyrockets and supply dries up, Bitcoin will go into price discovery like we've never seen before. This is the phase where Bitcoin stops following traditional markets pattern and moves into 6, 7, even 8 figures territory. We've seen this before when nation states like El Salvador adopted Bitcoin. It triggered a wave of adoption across Latin America. Now, with US states competing for Bitcoin, the price pressure will be even greater. Bitcoin is entering a new era, one where governments are no longer suppressing it, but fighting to own it. People are waking up. They're realizing that fiat money is failing. The US dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power since its creation. Every year, inflation silently steals wealth from the people. Bitcoin is the only escape. It can't be printed. It can't be confiscated. It can't be inflated away. It is the hardest money in human history. This is why we stack. This is why we stay focused, even when Bitcoin moves sideways, because the moment adoption kicks into high gears, Bitcoins will be unstoppable. Now, if you're still asking when will Bitcoin go up, you're missing the big picture. The real question is, will you have enough Bitcoin when it does? Right now, we are at the tipping point. States are buying, institutions are hoarding, governments are paying attention. Bitcoin price won't just double or triple, it will go exponential. And once that happens, there won't be enough Bitcoins to go around. Less than 1% of the world owns Bitcoin today. By the time mass adoption arrives, it will be too late. So don't wait, stack while you can. If you found value in this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to hold it tight, stack it right, and take care, guys.